All right, we're in the Ryder's Cup. You're probably wondering, where the hell have you been all week, dude? No walkthroughs, no nothing. I live in the state of Oregon, on the west coast of the United States. Got a bunch of fires here, and the sky was full of smoke for 2 weeks, and it was beautiful outside during those 2 weeks. We couldn't get anything done, couldn't go outside because the air quality was good. Air quality is anything below 50 parts per million. And we went 2 weeks where we had nothing less than 300, and we peaked at over 700. And so then we came out of it, woo! And we had 2 nice days, and then it's been raining for the last 4. I mean, like raining for the last 4. So we're all jacked up, trying to get stuff done. We're 2 weeks behind on our schedule, and now we're just jacked up. So I haven't had time, and I am just like totally burned out. Like, let's think March, April, May, June, July, August, September. We're 7 weeks in, so 7 times 4 is 28 weeks, and I think we've played 24 tournaments in 28 weeks. And Playdemic's just been pounding us. It's become such a grind that the game's almost not any fun anymore. So I just took a little bit of time off, and here I am. Now let's see what I do. I don't really have any notes, so I'm just gonna play these holes. I'm gonna go look at them just so I can try and remember what I have and see what the deal is. So here we go. Hole number one. Hole number one. These are all at White Cliffs. So hole number one, this hole right here. And let's see, what was I doing on this hole? QB Kingmaker. Starting off about 3 rings off of this transitional surface right in this area. And then trying to get it up into this and then coming out with a thorn. You can come out here and then come out it this way and do a rough bump. And that rough bump's probably not a bad shot, especially if you can get to this area right here where it's wider. So if you can get into this area right here, you've got a little bit more room for maneuver. I am 100% sure there's, from up top down to this point, there's probably some adjustment to do, and I have no idea what that adjustment is. So since I don't know, this is a dangerous shot. If I practiced this shot for a bit, it probably wouldn't be bad. Probably get a pretty good consistent look at it, especially if you're playing from pro. You're going to get a really good look at it, and a rough bump is going to help you out because you won't get any secondary wind effect. But I'm going to shoot down to the lower part. Let me think on this hole. There's several holes that look very similar to this in this game, and I can't remember in this one if you're using a rock whether or not you can actually start off on this side. I think you still have to start up at the top. I think I'm gonna bring a rock and a QB bag. Kingmaker. Rock. There's my QB bag. There's my rock bag. And it's going to be rock and thorn. And the thorn hits 1.9 per ring. Let me write that down. 1.9 per ring. And that's at max club. So let me do some quick math here. 1.9. That's a short iron. So times 1.75, 3.3 or 3.8. I'm going to select that. Let's make sure we got that in the other bag as well. And those should be the only things I need, plus a Kingmaker. Let me buy some Kingmakers just so I don't have to pick them out on the field. Here we roll. This is zero practice, not having played in 5 days. And even last week, I only played the tournament, and that was it. I haven't really been playing that much. I got really burned out, and then they came out with the update with the new needle. And lots of people in the game were experiencing massive lag to the point where, and it was on my end, it was so bad that I couldn't even play. So I really haven't been playing that much. So I am going to have to use my QB. Let's see where my opponent's going. They're using a stay safe ball, hitting up at the top. Hit it. That was a solid 2 rings, great to the right. And just close. Loose. Be 3 rings off that transitional surface. 2.0, 1 mile per hour per ring, 2 rings. Just try and hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Just try and let it roll down there as far as it can go. The farther you can get down there, the better, because this fairway right here is coming in from the left, coming into the right. You can see where it opens up. So if you can get out here a little bit, you may not have to bring a club with backspin. You could actually run it up there. But where I'm coming in at it, there's not really enough room. Whatever club you bring has got to have some backspin. See if my opponent can get in from there. They're coming around. And this is going to be, let's see where I'm at in my club. With the thorn. There's min. There's max. There's min. So I'm about mid. So it's 3.2. It's going to be about 1 ring. One ring. You just need to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. I need to do a plus 10%. And I'm at mid club. So if I make it to the final round, I'll do a 10% on that, and the next one, max backspin on that club, just go straight at it. I do remember, and I'm playing the hole, I do remember the last few times we played it, if you're taking that shot right there, it does want to kick out a little to the right. That's why I started off on the left-hand side of the cup. Just trying to stay on it. It's a draw. It's going to be a draw. It's a draw. 3 perfect shots in a row. Damn. I'm on a streak. Better write that down. See which holes we get here. This particular hole right here is definitely you can do this with a sniper. There's max club. There's min. Eking towards min. So it's about 1.3 per ring. If I remember correctly, it runs out a little. It runs out a little faster than than the ball guide's telling you it's going to. Man, I am way down. I'm a little downhill. I'm going to do a 10%, so I'm going to do a 3-4. Here's 1, 2, 3, a little less. Try and hit it perfect. Hit it 1 ring great to the left. The ball guide in that situation was not lying. And I hit it to the left, and I would have ended up to the right, so I probably did not need to do the plus 10%. So which my opponent's going to... I have made hole-in-ones on this with a sniper shot. I've also taken this shot with a rocket because it's got so much backspin, and you can start off on the other side and you can bring a marlin with the rocket so that you can pull that red line back so you got more room on the other side. But with the rocket, you've got to use curl, and anytime you put in the word curl, it severely lowers your chances. And I've never made a hole-in-one with the rocket. Come close, but it's a blind shot, so if it goes in, it's just pure luck. Pure D luck. Good luck in the tournament. Exit. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. Let's go check it out. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. Was that hole number 2? That was hole number 2. And where I was at with my Kingmaker, I was like in close to minimum. I kind of liked being close to minimum. I'm gonna just bring a sniper and a marlin. I'm just gonna play it like one-on-one and just go out there and shoot it up. Take a marlin. Marlin might not give me enough stuff. Let me bring a quasar. A sniper and a quasar, that's all I need. And the goal right here is I'm not necessarily concerned about getting a hole-in-one on this. There are some holes on here that have great opportunities. This course is tough, and there's one of the par 5s that's super tough. It's definitely important in this course to be in the right spot, to set yourself up for success. There's several of these holes that it's super easy to overshoot where you really want to be and actually make the second shot's already a tough shot. And if you overshoot the spot, you've actually made the shot tougher. A lot of times in this game, it's all about like getting farther down the field and getting up there. But there are some holes that getting farther is not what you're looking for. What you're looking for is the spot. And there's min. There's max, so I'm right at mid, so it's 1.1 per ring. And I'm just going to do a straight up adjustment, 3.8. There's 1, 2, 3, 8. I hit it one ring great to the right. Quasar. You can see there, I put the ball guide just a tit short of the cup and it rolled past. That's what I'm saying. There's a happy medium down there. When I was in that shootout, I left it considerably short. I mean, I was on the green probably four or 5 squares. And it ended up staying pretty true to what the ball guy was telling me. Oh, excuse me. So maybe about 2 squares off. Not trying to be too exact. The whole goal for me on weeks like this where I don't have time to practice or I don't do the thing, my whole goal is to go out there and maintain the minimum score and put myself in a spot so that on every hole I had an opportunity. And try and, if you shoot the minimum score and you pick up a few shots here and there, you'd be surprised at how much that'll move you up the charts. Into hole. All right, hole number 2 in the bag. Hole number 3. So this is a par 3. I'm making notes as I'm going along here. Par 4. So this next hole must be a par 5. the rapier going through the hole. In the hole. In the hole. Birdie. Came to get a birdie, got a birdie. Good game. I'm going to forfeit these par threes. I wanted to shoot that one hole just to get a little bit of time and grade on it. There's one of the par threes that is like that par three that we just did. You got a hole in one shot on that. That hole right there, you also have a hole in one shot. But there's the other par three is pretty rough. Hole number 3. Hole number 3. This hole right here has got a serious Albie look. Serious Albie look. If I remember correctly, let's think here. QB, Kingmaker, Sniper to the cup. QB, Kingmaker, Sniper to the cup. Off we roll. If I remember correctly, this hole is so flat, if you're down there in the spot, that I don't think there's any elevation adjustment on this. I mean, there may be, but it seemed like the last few times we've played it, there hasn't been. I don't know that I was doing any elevation adjustment on it. It's pretty flat if you're in the right spot. Oh, excuse me, once again. Wiped out. It's 10:30 at my house. Of course, I waited till the last minute on Friday before I played, so nobody's fault but my own. Baby driver goes first. I've never been a fan of going forward. I've always hit over to this fairway area right here and come up to the top. I see people hit over to this side all the time, but it's fraught with danger. And the deal is that I don't think, though, it's worth the effort, because your second shot, you've got only a few areas out there, like, because you can come at it. It's not that you can't get at Albie from that side over there, but it's difficult. If you're not in the right spot, you did all that effort, and then you've got to contend with the sand. So when you're coming over to where the green side is, there's that sand trap, and you have to negotiate that sand. All right, around in this area right here. Come over just a little so I'm in the middle. It looks like it's too much topspin. Be just a little shy of 3. 3.1. 100% accurate club. No curl, no nothing, just hit it perfect. And I hit it one ring great to the right. Make a note here about a little shy of 3 topspin. Maximum left-hand side spin. Now this hole, I've definitely scored some serious Albies on this hole. This hole's been in a couple tournaments, and I've done very well on this hole. This is definitely this is a very good Albie opportunity. You want to bring whatever club in your bag that's got the best ball guide, whatever wood you got that's got the best ball guide, best accuracy. See if my opponent can hit it. Hit a great to the left. If they were going to hit it one way or the other, great to the left is better. We're right at max club. Right at it. 3.6. Okay, there's 3.5. 3.6. Hit it one ring great to the left. Once again, you're going to hit it one ring great to the left or the right. Left's better, but it'll miss. Just a bit outside. And I think even on a perfect, that probably would have went on the other side of the cup. And if I remember correctly, you can see the green right here. You can see how it's got a little bit of a hill coming up from where we were shooting at. And the ball, as it rolls onto the green, it's drifting a little bit to the right. Eagle. Eagle in the hole. So my goal today with the limited stuff is just minimum score and trying to pick up one. I have no idea where that one will come from, but it'd be nice to pick up one. I know there's a couple holes here, like this hole right here. I've had a lot of success on this hole. There's one of the par threes. I've had a lot of success on that par three. There's one of the par fours. I've had a lot of success on that par four. So I know that there are some opportunities here. Hole number one is just, you know, you've got an opportunity on that too to pick one up. So this course is tough, but there are definitely some opportunities. I'm not sure what kind of scores people are posting. But typically in these 9-hole cups, if you're in the, anything above minimum score is definitely beneficial. But if you're in the 14 range, you're looking pretty good. Hole number 4. Hole number 4. Which means you'd have to pick up 2. And this is the par 3 right here. That's the, in my opinion, the worst of the 3. Let's see. I think in the past I've come at this with a Guardian and a Quasar. I think just because, let me switch that Guardian. And let's go with the Quasar. This might be one of those ones where a 4-side spin ball might work, but I'm sure that there are multiple ways to come at this hole. My whole thing on some of these par 3s, you can get yourself in a spot of bother. And with the sand trap there, and there's no rough bump, it's kind of a usually when they have sand traps like that, you have some kind of a rough going around it, but not in this case. And I'm not a fan at all of hitting it from back there on that hill face, where you're hitting it on this slope right here, because the ball can definitely take irregular bounces, and if you hit it great to the left or the right, you can definitely end up way off track. And great to the left. Just like that. And I am not interested in that happening. Okay, there's max club right there. Pretty close to max. It's probably in about mid. It's 1.1, so it's going to be about 1.3. So there's, we're way the hell downhill. 4.3, 1.3. There's 3.9. I'm going to do about that much. I'm going to fire it off because I'm going to run out of time. Hitting it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Should have put more backspin on it. The deal is if I put on more backspin, I won't be able to put the side spin on. So I'll have to work that shot out, but that's pretty much what I'm going to play that hole at. My chances of getting a hole-in-one are grim, but my chances of not getting a birdie are also grim. I'm going to at least get a birdie. Because this is the type of hole right here that you absolutely can't afford to make a... You can't afford to drop a shot on this. You can't afford to drop a shot off of the minimum score on any hole. But the par threes are especially... They just will eat your lunch if you drop. If you can't get a birdie on a par three, that you're in big, big trouble. And my opponent is in big, big trouble. Putt the ball to win. In the hole. Birdie. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Hopefully everybody's having for everybody in the northern hemisphere, hopefully everybody's having a great summer. And if you live in the United States, we're dealing with idiocy right now, so it is a crazy deal. All right, that was hole number 4. Hole number 5. Let's check out hole number 5. Now, one of these holes in this course, is it this one? Where are we getting on this hole? Ah, this is the hole. Hole number 5. Let me try and remember how I was playing this hole. This hole, the first shot's not the first shot. Okay, if you draw a line from the cup, let's get that where we can see it. If you draw a line from the cup, and you draw this and you follow this rough, you're coming out this area. And anything in front of this line, so if you're up in this area, you're actually, your shot coming into the green, you can't get all the way up here to do that rough bump. You're going to end up coming around the bend somewhere in this neighborhood right here and having to come around. I'm not even sure, depending on where you're at up there, if you can even get that far, depending on your ball. You remember that we were playing this with a 5 power ball so that you could try and get as far up into that as possible, but your red line's up in this area, so you can't come up here and do some rough bump. And trying to bounce it over from here and trying to get it over there is a risky deal. So if you hit too far forward on this, you're actually hurting yourself. You actually want to be more in this range right here so that your second shot, you don't have to put as much movement on it to get it to the cup. Inevitably, you'll have to probably put a little bit of movement on it, because if you're too far back, this is the deal. If you're too far back and you're in here, you're not going to be able to get up into this. You're going to have to start over here, and then it makes it so there's a happy medium out here. You can be too far and you can be too short. So you want to be right in that area so that you can utilize this and just try and bring it around the bend with a little bit of left-hand curl and some side spin to bring it up there. Let me look at my club options here. What I forget sometimes with clubs, because there's that in-between time where your clubs are still trying to develop. When we talk about, let's bring out QB. Is this a QB? I think it is a QB. I don't think I need to get any farther down in there than that. So let's look at my big dog versus my horizon. So accuracy-wise, not, the 45 accuracy on the horizon when it gets to that level, it hits just like your extra mile. So, you hit your extra mile all the time and you're familiar with it. But that 4.5 ball guide is huge. Huge. And we're definitely not going to be using any backspin. And we don't, that little bit of drop and curl is not going to make a difference because we're not doing a max curl shot. And we definitely have top spin. And distance-wise, just being a couple yards short. I'm going to take my horizon just because on this hole, it's super easy. You really want to bring one of your big hitting woods, and it's super easy to overdrive the green. And so I'm going to bring a horizon, and I'm going to do that. Let me make a note here. Horizon. And it's 2.1 per. And then ball-wise, definitely want to bring a power 5 ball. That 4 side spin might help me. It's not going to help me on the drive. But on that second shot, it might help me. I'm going to bring it. Is that a power 5? It's a power 4. I need to bring a power 5. Dang it. Dang it. All right. I'm going to bring a Euro ball. Let me make a note of that too. Euro. Let's make sure one more time. Quarterback, horizon. All right. That's our bag of choice. And the key thing is not to hit it too far down there. There is a spot. My opponent goes first. Got their extra mile, and they've got some kind of ball. There's been so many balls now. It used to be easy. You could tell which balls are which, but they've had so many balls come out. They didn't come out with the very first ball that Berserkers have been in the game since the very beginning, but I think it was the 4th of July ball. The 2017 4th of July ball was the first special ball. And it really wasn't that special. It's kind of like the 2017 Labor Day balls. They were like power 3, 2 side spin, 3 win. They weren't really anything special. I don't think we need to hit it that far. They are, in my opinion, I think they're too far down there. 1, 2. In that neighborhood, 4, 4. There's 4. Here, we'll just do it this way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. You're just hitting it straight. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. I want to be around 350. It looked like that they were at like 370 something. It looked like they were just a little too far. And you can see what I'm talking about. So now what they've done is that they have to apply more curl and more side spin in order to bring it around. And you want to try and straighten that up so that when you're in this area, I'm going to be a little bit farther back as far as my red line, but I'm going to have a straighter shot through that gap. This is a prime example of understanding how the holes work and understanding the angles that you can actually hit the ball too far. It's some holes you just want to be in the right spot. And it's not that you can't still get up there. My opponent's in a great spot. Nice shot. Nice shot. They're in a great spot. They should be able to easily pick up their eagle from there. Let me get over just a titch. I want to give myself as much separation as I can. I'm going to put a little bit of curl on it just to bring it around the bend. 4-1. It's roughly 2 rings. I'm going to put on a little bit of curl just to bring it around. Hit it 1 ring great on the right. And if I was going to hit it 1 ring great to the right or the left, right's better. Put myself up there in the same spot. A little bit farther back from my opponent. I could have put some more topspin on there. I wasn't trusting the ball guide. I remember this hole now that I'm on it. I remember this hole, especially when you come out with a big dog, because the ball guide's a little limited. It's hard. It's easy to overshoot this green, and that's really bad. See if my opponent can get in with their in-bringer. They hit it on the right side. That's good. Good to go. Chip in to draw. Let's run some top spin. What kind of distance do I got here? Wind is probably going to be a factor. So I'm going to hedge my bet. Getting it perfect. Let's see if it hits on the other side of the flagpole. Hit the flagpole. Wind was a little bit of a factor, about half as much. It's a draw. That's going to be the hole right there that's going to eat people's lunch. And you can see like what the look was with a 5 power ball. So you can imagine if you come at that with a Titan. You can get that done with the Titan, but the deal is that you can't getting down there farther. The drive is not the issue. You can still get down to that spot on the drive. You can bring out an extra mile. You can bring out an upper developed rock. You have options to get you down there. You can bring out a big topper. But that second shot is going to be the same. And you're going to be a little bit short with so that second shot's the shot that's really going to suffer if you bring a 3 power ball. Hole number 6. Let's see what we got for hole number 6. I literally cannot even remember these holes. I don't remember any holes from any course until I see them or I get out there on them. Let's think here. Let me put my thinking cap on. Okay, you have a bunch of different ways that you can go at this, but the best way to try and get it is to try and bridge the gap across this. Starting off right here, this is definitely big topper and kingmaker. So you got side spin. And it's cutting the wind down on the second shot. And you're trying to get down into this area. And if I remember correctly, there's a red line issue here. So you may be right there where you may have to take it with your wedge and you may have to take it with your short iron. If I'm in my wedge range, I'm 1.3 per ring at max wedge. If I'm in my Hornet, it's 2.0 per ring at minimum club. And I'm going to bring a big Tapa. And this green is super tough, and bridging that gap, you can get into some seriously bad spots out there. Let's switch this bag up. Big Tapa. The wood's not really going to come into play, but just in case I'm out there and something bad happens, I can't even imagine what would happen that I would have to use that. Bring my Hornet, bring my rapier, that's what I need. I got my rapier upgraded, so is my accuracy anymore? Yeah, my accuracy is, I just upgraded this. Like literally, just upgraded it. So it's at 1.1 now instead of 1.3. 1.1. Been working on my rares, trying to get the ones that at least the ones that I use on a regular basis. I hardly ever see the Nirvana in the club card trading, even though I don't have that many. I'm down to I see the down and oneer almost every day. I am to the point where I'm just going to get rid of that club because I'm going to get rid of max out all of my epics or all of my rares so that I can really start working on the epics that I want to work on. Okay, that bag will work. Here we roll. I want to leave myself as much separation as I can on this shot because I'm trying to take everything to the right. So in my normal MO is when I'm trying to take everything, when I'm doing a max curl shot, I leave myself 3 rings of separation. I'm not sure down there if there's enough room for 3, but I think there is. And it's going to be 2. I want to leave myself, I want to leave myself 2 rings of separation between the fairway and that rough. If you catch anything to the right here, you're taking a big risk on the backside of the shot of ending up in the rough. And it is super tough. This green is super dangerous if you're coming at it that way. Now you can hit way down there to the end. And it's a long iron in. And I actually think if you're going to hit it all the way down to the end, that starting way off to the left and then bringing it back to the right, you can dig up a little bit more. You'll end up more down in this area than where my opponent's at. So you can shorten the distance a little bit if you start off on the left-hand side of that sand bunker. Okay, a couple rings of separation. Max. As much as I can get on it. 2-2. Hey, where the hell are you at? Big topper. It's going to be a little over a ring. Max curl. Getting it perfect. Let's see if we can bridge the gap over that rough. End up clipping the fairway and just roll out there in front. Stop. You can see what the green, where the green drops off right here. And it is, if you're out in this area right here coming at this green, you can see that hill right there. It is tough. And if you get up that hill just a little bit and it doesn't get up on the flat and it rolls back down, if it starts rolling down even a little bit, you'll end up in the sand. This hole is brutal. If you catch this little hill right here and you do not make it all the way up to the top, it'll roll back down the hill. It'll be just like when you're watching golf on TV and they hit that shot and it rolls. It gets up there and then it turns around and rolls back towards them. It's not a good deal. See if my opponent can get in the hole. Oh. All right, let's see if we can get this in. Let's see which club we're in. Rapier, 1.1 per ring. Okay, so there's 2. That leaves me 5. So it's about 2.5 rings. Just trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Give myself a look. In the hole! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Picking up a shot. Good game. Good luck in the tournament. All right, that was hole number 6. Let's roll on. We got 3 more to go. Moving myself up the scales. I have no idea what the people are at the top, but I can see a few holes in this that are going to cause people some problems. Let's see what hole number 7 is. So, I mean, like the minimum score should always be start at 12. That par 5 that's pretty tough is pretty tough, but you still got to get an eagle on it. I mean, that's just the deal. And there are opportunities to pick up shots. So I'm thinking, you know, to give ourselves any kind of a shot at all, we ought to be at least at 13. So if you're at 14, you're probably giving yourself a pretty decent look at a top 5. So what hole are we on here? We're on hole number 7. All right, this par 3 right here. I love this par 3, and I need to bring out my calculator. I was talking to my buddy Kyle about this hole, and I did pull up this hole, and I did go look at, this is the only hole that I actually went and looked at, because this particular hole, the last time we played it in a tournament, I figured out a shot on it where what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a guardian and I'm going to wedge my white ring up so that my white ring's touching this transitional surface and it's touching the sand, so it's wedged up into this area right here. I want to dial the top spin, side spin up so that it goes right to the hole, and I'm going to do a 40% wind adjustment with a quasar. So a guardian and a quasar. Guardian Quasar. 40% wind adjustment. Here we roll. Guardian Quasar. Set it up real quick. Dogleg Duffs. The Dogleg Duffs clan. I'll go first. You want to set it up in that area. Get out here where I can see what the hell's going on. Okay, and it's a 4.7. It's going to be 6.58 divided by 1.1. It's 6 rings. I'm going to do a 6-ring pull. Oh, out of time. Look at that. Picked a shot up and then dropped it, so I'll have to make the hole in one here. I looked up and I was like, crap, I'm already at 0. Where'd the time go? Don't worry. Don't sweat it. I'll just get a hole in one right here and we'll be all right. We'll be okay. Let's do the wind first. Then make all the adjustments. And then solve world peace. Opponent's just a little off. 3.7 divided by 1.1. 4.7 rings. Okay, 3. It's going to be 4.7 rings. There's 4, 7. Just hit it perfect and it'll go in the hole. And I hit it great to the right. Just a bit outside. And it's, where is it? It's just a bit outside, great to the right. That shot right there works. I think in tournament play with that shot setup right there, and what I did there was 5.5 backspin and maximum right hand side spin, 40% wind adjustment, 1.1 per ring. I think the last time I've hit like 3 or 4 hole-in-ones on this hole during tournament play, and we've only played this hole a couple times. The first time we played this hole, which was in the South Coast tournament, it was one of those deals where like the wind adjustment on it's so massive that like by the end of the week everybody was still kind of off. But the second time it came out, we had a little bit better grasp of what needed to happen, and started sinking some shots. All right, that was a disappointing hole number 7, only because of the time. That's funny. That's funny on the timeouts. Funny, haha. All right, what the hell is the deal on this hole? Yeah, this hole's got a bunch of stuff that you can do on it too. You can try and get out into this area right here and come around this corner. The one thing about this, and I don't mind blind curl shots, but I really don't like blind curl shots where you have this narrow of a fairway. So you can set this up and it's just a matter of practicing it. So like wherever you start off, you know, leaving yourself where you're 3 rings off of this transitional surface and it's max curl and you just bring it around, or it's 2.5 rings off, and you can adjust that shot out. And so within 1 or 2 times of practicing it, you can have this shot dialed in so that you can get out into this area. And I believe from this area coming up, it's a long iron. If you bleed out in the sand right here, you can still get up because this is a long iron shot. But if you're in the sand over here, you're in big trouble. I'm going to try and lay it up on this little island and then come at it with a wood. So to get this amazing stuff done. I'm going to bring a QB. I'm going to bring my most accurate driver. Well, one of my most accurate drivers. And I'm going to bring a sniper. The Rock being the other really accurate driver. Ball choice. I don't think we need to bring out a big ball on this hole. I'll try Katana, and if that doesn't work, I'll just immediately switch either to a Titan or a Kingmaker. I know going over that little island, it's backspin. So as long as I can get over to the island, I don't have to do anything special. Then I can just put backspin on it and just try and stick it to that that little fairway area, and bring it home with a sniper. I do have a little bit of a window. Awesome. Wind's blowing with us. Let's try and stick it out there. It's 3-1. There's 3-1 and a little. Isn't it perfect? Just trying to stick it. No fuss, no muss. Not trying to get. I don't know that there's any benefit to getting all the way to the end as far as angle goes. If you draw a line from the green to the middle of that fairway and do the arc, if you get all the way to the end, you're not really shortening the distance to the cup, because the cup is almost 90 degrees to the left. Let's see which way my opponent's going to go. If you can get up into this area right here and bridge the gap, you could probably get pretty far down there without using a lot of curl. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can set that shot up if you want to go on that side. My opponent is extremely nonchalant about that. I'm going to be totally amazed if this doesn't end up in some kind of crap. And that's like totally nonchalant. I don't think you can get up from there. Well, you might be able to get over. Give yourself at least a look at it. There's max. There's min. There's mid. So that's about 1.1 per ring. That's about 4.4. I'm going to add on 10%. 4.4. So there's 4.4. Try and hit it perfect. Hit it one ring great to the right. Picked up a shot, dropped a shot because I timed out. Looks like I'm on track for a -12. I can't remember. I really, honestly cannot remember what hole number 9 even looks like. But we do have an Albie shot, I'm sure. Because I think the one par 5, that middle par 5, hole number 5, is probably the hardest hole in the course. Ooh, that's good. That's good that they're on the fairway. At least they're giving themselves their, at least they're using their top tier clubs to try and recover. In the hole. Party. They brought a thorn. Let's see where they're at, or if they're going to take their shot. They're right at max club. I think they adjusted the wind out with side spin, or they didn't do any wind adjustment there at all. So their wind adjustment was with side spin. I don't think that's really the way to work out the wind. Good luck in the tournament. All right, we're off to hole number 9. How much time we got? How much time we got here? And we may have enough. It may blank out. I may run out of time before the end of this video. If it does, I'll post it. I'll post it as a separate. Let's go look at the hole first. Let's see what the hell we're dealing with. Hole number 9. Hole number 9. Yes. I'm going to come from the top and try and get as far down here as I can. I'm going to bring a QB and a big topper might work actually better here. It's not as accurate. I'm going to bring a Kingmaker. Bring a Kingmaker, and I'm gonna start off with, I think either way I'm gonna make sure I bring a sniper. So I'm gonna start off with a big topper and see what it looks like. Open up a chest. Get it rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Hopefully I have enough time on this video where I can get it in. On my old device, I could only shoot like 55 minutes because originally when they set these up, they were all set up on 32-bit instead of 64. So how much you could record, if you were streaming, you could record for however long you want to record. But if you're doing standalone videos, you could only get an hour's worth of play. Three rings. I'm going to take that wind out. It's about a ring and a half. And now it's all about getting this curl right. And I hit it great on the inside. If I was going to hit that great one side or the other, the inside is probably better. And try and get down there as far as I can into that flat, because that gives me a straighter in shot to the cup. Try and get down there far enough so that the shot going into the cup, you can not have to involve any curl. Anytime you have to use the word curl, on drives we use curl all the time to place our ball where we want it. It's just part of the deal. But if you're when you're going for that shot to the cup, you definitely don't want to have curl in that shot if you can help it. Like, they are way in the hell out there. Like, are you doing a max overpower hook shot? I guess they are. I don't think they moved out far enough. There's so many different ways to come at this that was not, I don't know that we need to do that in order to get up there. I can get over to the green side. That's awesome. This probably would have been a better shot with a Guardian if I wanted to do that. I'm going to do the rough bump. I am way downhill, so I'm gonna do a 4-ring pull. That's around a 15% adjustment. And I hit it great to the left. About 7,000 rings great to the left. I like that spot down there, and that spot is, in the past, it's been difficult to get down there because I like using a QB on a shot like that because it's more accurate. But the big topper with the top spin, able to get down there into that flat so that you can actually be on the green side or do that rough bump. Otherwise, you have to bounce off of this island. If you have to bounce off of that island from the angle that you're at, you're going to have to put curl on it in order to bring it back around to the cup. The benefit of using a grid, though, is that you can go back on a hole like that when you're not using a max, you're not doing a max curl shot. And I can put a tick down here on my grid line. I can put a little pink tick to let me know that, hey, on that particular hole, if you've got multiple holes in a tournament that are like that, you can put different color ticks, and then it's just like shooting a bow. You can go in there and put, hey, on this shot, I'm using the green tick or the blue tick or the pink tick or the orange tick. That way you can try and standardize that curl instead of every single time it being slightly different. See if my opponent can get in the cup. So just shooting the -12, drop the -13 off of the timeout. I think a -13, as far as tiebreakers, would be a really good tiebreaker. -12 is not really going to be a great tiebreaker. I think in the final round tomorrow, I think if you can shoot a 14 or better, you've got a serious chance of getting a banner or a win, and in some brackets, a 13, you can probably win with a 13. There's going to be a few brackets out there you can win with a 12, but I think 13 or better, you got a shot just depending on your bracket if you're a rookie, but if you shoot a 14 or better, you're looking at a solid top 5. Let's see where that puts me. In second. Yeah, just shooting the minimum score is not the ideal, and they saved themselves by getting that Albie on hole number 3. And I screwed up on hole number 7 and timed out. All right, that was the Ryder Cup qualifying round. No notes. Just trying to do it from memory. Made some notes while I was doing it. I'll go back and watch this video and see what happened on some of those holes, just to try and tighten it up in the weekend round. But these holes are pretty. A lot of these holes are pretty straightforward, so we'll just have to see how it goes. All right, that was the Ryder Cup qualifying round, Friday's qualifying round, in my 77 account. Thanks for watching.